What would you do with $100?
All right, what would you do?
You said so much.
Depends. Okay, I won't
Shoes. Okay.
I would go to United really low credit score for around 3 houses.
Do you know how much a plane ticket to Iran is? You know what you can get for 14K dollars? A bag of chips. Alrighty. So,
We can buy also a chicken.
if you pay attention today, you might be on the path to get $100. Just saying.
say that, but then you're gonna give it to some random person that nobody cares about.
Hey! We care about everybody here. That's right. That's right. This guy gets the idea. Alright, so guys. I said if you focus, you might get $100. I don't see much focus going on. Alright, so this what's up.
Which one works better, the bigger microphone or the smaller one? The one that's loud.
The one that's more comfortable. That's the one that works. Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, some people already know. Wow. Did you say hi? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nice red phone. Alright. So, some of you might already know some of the answers that I'm going to talk about today, about some of the questions that I'm going to talk about today, because you are in our class. Others do not. But even if you know the answer, I would like you to tell me what you know. So, in the last week, I think it was last week, we had Halloween. Right? Who knows what Halloween is? When was it? Is it number 31? I'm really good with dates, by the way. If you don't know, I'm excellent with dates. I know my mother's birthday, my father, I don't know any of that stuff. I'm not good with dates. So anyways, so October 31st, so that's coming up then. Who knows what Halloween is?
It's the date in October.
All right.
Like kids go around wearing silly costumes, getting candy.
Cool.
Let's say scoop.
Cool. All right.
That was the cave nap, but first it was like kind of something to do with the dead and like Satan, devils coming out on that day, and they dressed up scary.
All right. So it went from Satan and death to a Mars bar.
Yeah.
All right. I can see that. I know, but I was messing. All right. What else? Right. I can always rely on you for that. All right, so the question I'm going to ask you, all right, is I want you guys to raise your hand. Don't say anything. Just raise your hand. If your parents allow you to go to Halloween, like go trick or treating.
I choose not.
You choose. So, all right. And just to see if people are paying attention, raise your hands if you would like to go trick-or-treating, but your parents don't let you. Everybody wants candy. So about 20% raised their hand the first time, and literally like 3% raised the second time. What the rest of it? So I'm gonna.
That's a nice. That's a nice iPhone X you got there. It'd be such a shame.
I just want to see it, man. Alright, you got it. So I'm going to ask again. Which of you would like to go trick-or-treating, but are not allowed to go trick-or-treating? Okay. If that's the case, I want to know why you're not allowed to go trick-or-treating.
Oh yeah. I know.
There we go.
Wait,
Okay.
what's the question?
You raise your hand!
Yeah, no, like what's the question you just asked like right now?
Why?
Oh, why am I not allowed?
Yes.
Because it's like tashabbuh with like Christians. So
Tashabbuh bil kuffar. What does that mean?
like we're copying what they're doing.
So tashabbuh means to copy,
Yeah, but
right?
it's like
And you're mimicking.
it's also not allowed because like we have a Eid and like
No, wait, but let's look at the first one first. We'll do one at a time. See, a good logician, guys, pay attention. So a good logician doesn't get overwhelmed with 50 different reasons and go like this. No. You take all the reasons, you put them in point form, you take one after one, and you kill this one, and the next one, and the next one until you've done all of them, and you're like, now I get it. All right? So let's pick up the first one. Tashabbuh bil kuffar. I've heard that one myself. Tashabbuh bil kuffar means mimicking the kuffar. Mimicking the people who are disbelievers. What am I wearing, guys? Is this what Egyptians wear?
No.
Is this what Egyptians used to wear?
No.
What language am I speaking?
English.
Doesn't sound like Arabic. Right? So, you could say that's Tashabbuh bil kuffar, couldn't you? Why not?
okay.
But it's different. Why is it different?
Because it's common. Because okay, the next point.
Alright.
Serves a purpose.
It serves a purpose? But a lot of things serve a purpose.
Okay, 'cause-
Going trick-or-treating serves a purpose. I get happy. I get candy.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Okay, so because wait, this is kind of have to do with like another.
Yo!
Because this kind of has to do with another point.
Alright.
So basically, we have Eid,
Alright.
and like we celebrate it, and then we also celebrate trick-or-treating. We're basically showing like the Christians like our religion isn't as good as yours, so we're going to celebrate yours.
Now you're getting to the second point. The first point was the Tashabbuh bil kuffar. And based on that, mimicking kuffar, it seems like that point is invalid. It seems like. I'm not a faqih. I don't know what Tashabbuh bil kuffar actually means, right? But it seems like it doesn't work. So, as a logical person, I should be like, that doesn't mean nothing to me, right? So it's not Tashabbuh bil kuffar. As a logical person. I'm going to get to you guys in a second. My point was not specifically about Halloween, or trick-or-treating, or can we have a Christmas dinner or a Thanksgiving dinner, or can I have a birthday, or can I celebrate on Canada Day, or can I do this or this or this or that. That's not the point. The point is that oftentimes, because of our age, and I'm saying our age because I'm your age, guys. I hope you know that.
18, right?
This is nothing. Don't look at this. All right. So the point, guys, is that if I was to ask you how you pray and why you pray that way, very few, if not none. Actually, if I find one person that knows exactly why, I will be so freaking impressed. I'll give you $50 right now. Like you need to tell me why exactly and have good reasoning. All right. Ooh. $50, yo. $50 is a lot of money, man.
If I call my dad, bro, can you give me the answer first?
Huh?
Qualified.
You're disqualified. How and why is it that we pray that way? Huh?
What? How?
Like the story behind it.
The story behind
All right,
how we pray.
guys. I need you to pay attention. Otherwise, we can't do this. All right? Because we were obligated to pray this way through the Quran and through the Prophet. Give me one piece of evidence in the Quran that says we're supposed to pray this way.
No, it doesn't say in the Quran.
Or this way.
It doesn't say in the Quran.
Or that
and
way.
that's
Put your hand
why-
up.
Or that way.
I'm being a snake, I know.
Huh?
$50.
Huh?
We pray that way because, like, when you like kneel down to Allah, you pray that He's higher than you, that like you obey Him.
Okay, I feel like I would obey Allah if I, instead of doing sujood with my hands down, I do sujood but with my hands behind my back. That feels like more obedience. This is very subjective what you just said. Huh?
Because a lot of people some people.
So everybody's doing it that way, so it must be right. Huh? How about you?
Or like, not a sunnah, but you know, a sunnah isn't just what the Rasul said, but what he did as well.
All right, all right. So what I'm gonna translate. I'm gonna translate. What he was saying is, guys, what he was saying is that we are following the Prophet ﷺ in the way that he prays, and we follow the Prophet ﷺ not only in what he says, but what he does also. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. When did the Prophet ﷺ say do this? Or when did he do this? Where's your evidence? You saw him? So your parents saw him?
No, what I said was my parents saw him and their parents before that and before that.
So you're telling me, all right, guys, you really have to pay attention, guys. There's $50 on the line here, guys. I'm dead serious. I'm definitely going to give you guys $50. 100%. If you get it, I'll give it to you. All right? So here's the thing. You don't know that. You think that's what happened. You're saying that someone saw him and told his son, and that told his son, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Most likely, where are you from? Egypt. Do you know your elders, where they're from? Like, for example, I'll tell you about myself. I'm Egyptian, but like my grandfather on my mother's side is Turkish. All right? So you got some German in you, right? There's a high likelihood that it wasn't in my lineage that someone told it. High likelihood that someone in my lineage learned Islam and then cast it down. High likelihood. For me anyways, right? So that aslan doesn't work. But let's just say that's the case. Where is your evidence? Where is that hadith that says قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم that you were supposed to play this way and then you're supposed to do that? Where is it?
It doesn't exist.
That's not true.
That's
not true. The point that I'm trying to raise, I'm going to give, okay, because I see a lot of hands raised, I'll give you guys 2 more chances.
No, wait.
You had your hand up for the longest.
I don't even think I have an answer. I'm just saying, if you're basing all this on pure evidence, your proof isn't basically all religion, all faith, blind faith. None of us have seen Allah. Most of us haven't seen Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And how are we basing?
Alayhi salatu wasalam.
How are we basing any of our lives on knowledge?
I love that. I absolutely love
I'm not
that.
even my answer.
Now we're starting to think. Because the thing is this. I either base my belief on belief, right? Or I base my faith, on belief and knowledge. I like to believe that Islam is right down the middle. Islam carries both. At some point you have to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. Whatever He says is whatever He says. If Allah Azza wa Jal says pray this way because I said so, you do it. I ain't gonna argue. I'm gonna be like, but this is more ergonomic though. I'm not gonna do that. Right? You pray the way Allah Azza wa Jal says. That's faith. That's blind faith. Done. But I do nothing in my life without thinking. Nothing in my life is based on nothing. Nothing. And Allah Azza wa Jal tells us so in the Quran. He says, don't just walk like camels, like you're just like some sheep. We're not sheep, guys. We're not sheep. We're Muslims. Muslims think. And so, what I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not going to tell you the full evidence because this is long. There's conversations and all sorts of stuff. But what I will say, when it comes to prayer, for example, we know that that is the case. All right?
I'm trying to say, I just heard this from a khutbah. I don't know what the heck. We pray because it keeps us in connection with Allah.
Sure.
It's like remembering.
Yes. Mind you, all these things are ways that we try to understand the rule of Allah Azza wa Jal. But that's not necessarily exactly what Allah Azza wa Jal says. So there's a very famous book that says, beware of those that speak on behalf of Allah Azza wa Jal, because they're not Allah. How could they possibly know what Allah Azza wa Jal intends? You can't. Right? Even the Quran, I could say something and it could be understood 2 or 3 different ways. Which way did He mean? I don't know. It's Allah Azza wa Jal, right? So what I will say though, when it comes to prayer, for example, how it is that we pray. We pray this way, we go down, we go up, we do all those motions. Like you said, it is because someone saw the Rasul and he delegated that to everybody. He spread that message, and everybody spread that message. And it got to a certain point where everybody unanimously had that same message, which is not very, very far from what you're saying. I can't remember who. I think it was you, right? It's not very different from what you said, which is everybody's doing it, right? So it's not very far. So here's the thing. A lot of what Islam is based on is this. It's not exactly faith. It's like science. It's like doing a DNA analysis. If I take a group of kids, I take 3 of you guys, right? And we go in a room, and we come up with a lie, right? And we say, yo, the secret word is chair. But we're going to tell everybody else that the secret word is rug. It's a lie, right? And we go out there, and we tell everybody, yo, secret word is chair, right? Nobody has any reason to doubt us, because we, and only us, have that information. But that's not how the world works. The world works in such a way where we're all together. And so what ends up happening is when the Rasul does something, this person sees it, and this person sees it, and this person sees it, and all these people saw it. It would make no sense. It would make absolutely no sense. It's illogical to even think that millions and millions and millions of people have the same exact event memorized. There's no way they all lied. There's no way millions of these people sat down in a room and go, yo, we know this prayer is false, but when the kuffar ask you, say this is how you're supposed to pray. It doesn't make sense. It's impossible. You can't have this kind of like conspiracy. It's impossible.
Still, like, the Kuffari knew, like, it could be on Allah.
Yeah. But that's beside the point, though. That's beside. Of course, but that's beside the point. My point is, what was I saying? A couple million people cannot all tell the exact same lie. It doesn't make sense. Like, what kind of power do you wield to be able to do that? Yo, if you do that, you've earned the lie. No word of lie, you got it. Right? So, what this is called is at-tawatur. At-tawatur means something that is like prevalent. It's everywhere. It's hard to deny. It's not hard. It's impossible to deny. It's impossible to deny. A very, very good example of that is Quran. The Quran that you have, that we read the masahif in there, that you open and you read. How do you know it's exactly that word? Because we have millions of people. It's impossible. It is impossible for millions of people to have this surah memorized at the exact same way, for them all to lie, and that this surah is made up. It wouldn't make sense. You couldn't. If 5 people came out and said, yo, we found this new surah, I guess you guys forgot to put it in the mushaf, nobody would believe them. But if a couple million people, that's hard to deny, man. Right? And so what you realize is, it's a mixture of everything we discussed. It is a little bit of faith. It is a little bit of evidence. It's a little bit of everything. Right? And if you don't have good, solid evidence, then you have nothing. Right? أَفَلَا تَتَفَكَّرُونَ أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ. Don't they think? Don't they investigate? Don't they research? Allah Azza wa Jalla is challenging us time and time again to research. Why? Because as Muslims, we don't just get told. When my father or my mother comes to me and tells me, yo, this is haram, don't do that, I can research it. Nothing is stopping me from researching it. And if I research it and I find out that I found some other piece of information, a new piece of information, that is not something that should be shameful to the parents. We welcome this kind of news, right? Because the whole point is we're trying to get towards the truth, whatever the truth may be. Whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. But we're just trying to find the truth, all right? So, with that in mind, we realize anytime we have a question, we have evidence and research done by fuqaha that came before us, the a'imma that came before us, the huge fuqaha that we know that came before us. They have a wealth of knowledge. They've studied better than any of us could ever. But one thing we do have that a lot of people don't is that we have our experiences. We have our experiences. And you can bet you that some of the stuff that we deal with has not been spoken about. Some of the stuff that we deal with has been, even when it is spoken about very little. Maybe not too much research has been put into some of these items. Things that touch our lives but don't touch theirs, and therefore they didn't study them. And so it is up to us. It is up to us to do what we can. And what that means is read as much as you can, research as much as you can, and then take that research, take that knowledge, go to a faqih that actually knows what they're talking about, and vet that information. Make sure that what you understand is what you should understand. The faqih will know best. Right? So what that means is no longer can we accept, no longer can we sit here and listen to somebody tell me, yo, you shouldn't be wearing this like this. Yeah, I'm not going to listen to you until you give me evidence. Why should I not wear this? Why should I not dress this way? Why should I not speak this way? Why? Give me the answer. Why? Because Islam is all about why. And if that person does not have a why, then it falls either upon them or us to research. Obviously, we need to research because we need to know what's good. We need to know what's good for us, right? So it is very, very important that we take this seriously, guys. We're not young and naive anymore. We have something that a lot of the fuqaha back in the day, the best fuqaha, do not have. What do we have? Thank you. We have Google. Did you know that one of the best ai had Sheikh Google and Imam Google, right? You know, if you go on Google, you'll find, okay, they're telling me time out because of the prayer. So we'll catch up after the prayer, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.